Hello and welcome to the Sunbirdcrochet podcast. My name is Claudia and I'm coming to you from Germany. Yes, it's been a while. Life just happened, as they say. So, birthdays, coronations, or two. So, how have you been? Have you done lots of crochet and knitting? Have you started all the projects? There are so many new patterns out there. It's tempting to just drop everything you were working on and then start something new. That's how I feel. I've finished 5 projects. Yes, and I've started a new one. And I'm working on an older project as well. So let's just start with my finished objects. The first one is already back here. It's my Ranunculus, my first ever knitted sweater or knitted garment, my first ever bigger knitting project. You've seen it before with the I-cord bind off at the bottom, which rolled up. So what I did last night whilst watching, or actually afternoon, whilst watching the rest of the Charles and Camilla's coronation, I've picked up the stitches like there, and then I frocked it all back and I re-knit the last bit with a bit of like 5 rows of ribbing, one knit, 1 purl ribbing. So my Ranunculus is finished and I will insert a picture of me wearing it right here. I will also insert the same picture into the Ranunculus cal, or is it just the Ranunculus cal? It's a knit-along run by Leonie and Mariette, and it's hosted on Instagram as a chat group, as well as Google live chats together, so you can actually talk to each other. And I'm really enjoying that so far. I mean, that sounds like so far it's testing time. No, it's not. I'm generally enjoying the company of these wonderful ladies and friends, really. So this project has inspired me to cast on the same sweater again. It's the same yarn even, it's just another color. So I'm using Julia yarn by Seemann, which is like a cheap shop in the Netherlands. And they actually have stores in Germany as well. So I got this for less than €3 a ball. I think it was like €2 something. So I've cast on my next sweater. So far it's just the the neckband. I'm using the tubular cast on method, which first looks like it won't even fit over your hand, but once you've I don't know if you've tried tubular cast on method before. It's really elastic, and you start with a crochet line. You're crocheting over one of your knitting needles, and you're knitting into these crocheted cast on stitches. You work your knitting into these crocheted cast on stitches, not just one knit stitch per stitch, but rather knit one and wrap your yarn around the needle once, and then you continue doing that. And then once you've finished the ribbing, you can remove your first crocheted stitches line, and then it almost looks like little V's up here. There, maybe you can see that. It's very stretchy, and it fits. This doesn't look like it would fit over my head, but it does. And yeah, from then onwards, I will continue making my second ranunculus. What else to tell you? Ta-ta! I finished both my Lazy Day socks. This is a crochet sock pattern by Marta Mitchell. She's Marta Mitchell Designs. I will link her down below. And yeah, it has a heel flap and gusset, and just like your knitted socks, they're very comfortable. I would say you could actually wear them in shoes, but rather winter shoes than your summer slippers. But really, I'm very happy. The yarn is by Eifelwolle, a German indie dyer in a region called the Eifel. And the colorway is Heidelbeer auf Sahne, or was it vanilla ice cream with Heidelbeer? Blueberry with vanilla ice cream, something other. I really like this color pooling effect. So yes. And Marta gifted me this pattern together with the kit and the little button here, the pin button and everything. And this is such a beautiful kit and combination. She also gave me yarn, but I used a different yarn because the yarn which she gave me was what's it called? Superwash yarn. And for socks, I wanted to use rather 100% wool yarn. I mean, superwash is also 100% wool. You know what I mean? A little bit of a more toothy, rustic yarn. And even though this is not too rustic, it feels a little bit more sturdy, and it will keep better shape than superwash, I think. Anyhow, so pair of socks finished. My next finished object is this cowl, and it looks a little bit funny. This is artisan yarn. I went to the castle last time, took you with me, and there I bought 2 big skeins of this artisan handspun yarn. And it's actually a really nice oversized cowl, which will really keep me warm in winter. I can wear this over like a coat, and then this to keep my chest warm and my neck. So I'm really, really happy. And it stretches. I could actually also, with a little bit of rummaging around, I could stretch it over my shoulders as well. but I think I would prefer wearing it just like a loose cowl. And I'm happy with this, but yeah, it's rather warm today. I've made some notes on my Ravelry page. If you have very chunky yarn like this, and I was using a 15mm hook size in crochet, so you know what to do because I've written it down there in my notes. Then I finished 2 blankets. The one is back here. I won't put it up. It's another Battenberg blanket. I will put a picture up here. And I was using my huge stash of Drops yarn. This is Drops Alaska mainly, maybe some Charisma. And then in between, like this color, this greenish color, it's like a spring color, green with lilac color. This is hand-dyed yarn, 100% wool by Crafternoontreats. It was a huge skein, like over 1,000 meters, and I bought this years ago. I made a top, like a vintage crochet top, but it was too rustic, the yarn, to be comfortable. So I frogged the top, and now I was using the yarn for the blanket, which was perfect. I was holding 2 strands of yarn double for this, which amounted to the same thickness of yarn than the Drops colors, or should I say the same size of square. That's the most important part. And I've added a bit of a border here, using up more rustic yarn. So this is really lovely project. Win. And then one last finished object, which is small in comparison to all the other projects. It's a tiny Battenberg blanket, so to say. I've fallen into a bit of a rabbit hole because I found a doll's house from the 1960s, a Lundby, a Swedish doll house, and I bought it for 10 euros on a flea market, and now I'm upcycling it. It's right there in the background. Where? There. No. There. You see, roughly, back there. And I will, I will insert a little video down here. So that's how it looks right now. And I've made this little blanket for the miniature bed. It's not precisely a Battenberg blanket because I was doing it like a miniature granny square instead of the squares which the Battenberg blanket wants you to do. Just, it's so tiny, it's easier to make it in a granny square style. And the joining method I used was 1 single crochet, then I chained 3, and then a single crochet in the center of a side, and I chained another 3, and then a single crochet in the next corner. Obviously holding the 2 squares together, the right side facing, like a little sandwich. And so I joined it, and I even have worked in all the ends, as you can see. And then I added a little tiny border in that pinky color. And then I picked up for either of the sides a V-stitch extension of the border. So this now fits very nicely on the bed in my dollhouse. So yeah, tiny project, but very satisfying. What else? Whips. I've shown you my first whip, which is a new Ranunculus cast on. And my other whip, which I'm working on, is the Ailyak sweater. Well, it began as the Ailyak sweater, and now I'm doing it freestyle. I'm using this yarn, which is a citron. The project is living in my humongous project bag. So I am using Rami Deluxe by Citron. I've got another approximate 8 balls of this, maybe. So enough to make the sleeves and to finish the body of this sweater. And I'm using currently a 3.5mm hook for this project. And this is it. This is as per pattern of the Ailyak sweater. This isn't. I've made a crochet I-cord edging here, or neckline. And then I've added some textured stitches right at the bottom here. As you can see, looks a little bit like a diamond. And now I'm just working half double crochets in the third loop, or in the third back loop, in the round, like in a continuous round, and I will continue to do so until the body has reached its proper length. I don't want to make it too long, just want to reach, I want it to sit on top of my hips kind of thing, not over my bum. What else to say about this project? Well, I will pick the sleeves up here and probably will just make a little ribbing. I'm not sure yet if I want to make full-length sleeves. Probably not. I think this will be nice if I wear it over a dress, maybe in summer. I could even wear it over, I could wear it with my current shirt. Okay, a little bit much of pattern, stripes and color work, but yeah. So this is a lovely, lovely drape, and I actually really like the I-cord neckline. So I've added a little bit to that after a long time of ignoring it and having it in the corner of my craft room. And that's all my whips already. Now, let me show you something which I've got from my mother. I currently have a yarn from Life in the Long Grass in here, which I've shown you last time. I haven't started a project yet, but I just wanted to show you, well, for once I've actually balled up all of it. It's all balled up using my Knit Pro ball winder, but I wanted to show you my new fabulous project bag, including a little notions pouch. So this is really a masterpiece. The fabric is by Tilda. I think they have a most beautiful, like whimsical arts and crafts style fabrics, like William Morris style fabrics. Look at that. And this peacock is Art Deco style. I am loving this bag. I think this is my favorite of all ever. And she added a bit of quilting here. I'm in love with this bag, so I have to show you. What else is new? Let me just have a sip. That's my breakfast. It's a smoothie. Yes. Well, the only other thing I can show you is some incoming yarn. Yes, I've done it again. Yes, I've done it again. But how could I not? You will understand me. Because this is from Punk Rock Unicorn. Indie Dyer, also from the Eifel area. She actually has a new shop, relatively new. I mean, they are in there for a while now, but one of my goals is to to visit her shop, which should be like a 2-hour drive away or 1.5 hours from where I live. And yeah, she is selling her yarn now at Stephen and Penelope. She is putting together kits for his shawls. She will be in Berlin soon, I believe, and generally just follow her Instagram account. She is Punk Rock Unicorn. And I mean, her colorways. This is a special dyed colorway. So if you were one of those who were quick enough to get hold of it, the colorway is called Sweet Child of Mine. And if you've bought it and you haven't seen it yet, this is a limited colorway. So please look away if you haven't received yours yet. But I would like to show you, I've got 2 skeins of it, because what can you do with only 1 skein? Your choices are very limited. 2 skeins, however, yes, there are options. So this is the cash base, 100 grams, equals 350 meters. It's 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere and 10% nylon. So it's very soft, has a little bit of a halo. As I said, the colorway is called Sweet Child of Mine. And this is like, I mean, when I was doing my school degrees, I was in the 1990s, Nirvana music on repeat, grunge style. And this is screaming to me. How could I not? And can you see it? It's my colorway. So I didn't even know how this looked like. We had the inspiration mood board to look at, and then you were able to buy this as a surprise die. And yeah, no regrets. There's so many colors in there. Orange, purple, turquoise, pink, yellow, even some grungy green, blues. It's all in there. Oh, this will be beautiful. Haven't decided on a project yet, but come on. This is stunning. Now, let's chat for a little bit. What can I tell you? Where have I been? What have I done? I've been shopping with my sister. If I haven't shown it to you at the beginning, I will show you at the end of this video. Yeah, it was the coronation. Prince Charles is now King Charles. I mean, he's been King Charles since the death of his mother, but I've watched it. I'm not a royalist or anything like that, but I watched it for well, it was fun. And it's probably a once-in-a-lifetime experience for me. I mean, well, however, I watched that yesterday. We had a couple of giggles at the coronation outfit and the visitors. I mean, lots of old men in robes which looked too big for them, for their tiny fragile bodies. And yeah, the ladies were donning themselves up. Katy Perry was there. I think it was her, even though I couldn't see her face with all that huge hat in front of her face. And I saw Emma Thompson, I saw Stephen Fry in the background, and I saw so many British actors and other well-known figures, obviously political guests, Justin Trudeau from Canada, and Ursula von der Leyen from the EU, and all these, yeah, lots of prominent people, obviously. And the commentators were obviously very big about talking about Harry and whatnot. I'm tired of that topic. Anyhow, I watched it. It was fun, although I was more listening to it because I was busy with my Ranunculus. That was a task, I tell you. But I can now cross it off my list that I actually picked up stitches and redone a hem. So yeah, I can do that if I keep my calm. It was also my father's birthday yesterday, so we had some strawberry cake, which I had bought. Yes, I made my life easy. And I'm cat sitting at the moment. Holly is here on another holiday. You know Holly from my previous episodes. She was here last September, I believe, and now she's here just for a few days. She's full of beans, and she already took apart a dried flower bouquet and was like over on top of all the furniture, and yeah, whatever. She's not here with me in this flat. We have a downstairs flat for visitors and guests, and she's a guest, so she's staying downstairs. I visit her and play with her, and yeah, she's a cutie. What else? There's a new cardigan design out by Sweet Crochet Dreams, and I will link that down below. I know that Leonie has tested it because I saw on her Instagram this morning that she was wearing it and she was recommending the pattern. It came out quite recently, today even, I think, today or yesterday. So it looked really, really nice. I'm considering to start another garment in crochet, but yeah, you know, one garment just started knitting and another crochet garment which I haven't even finished yet, so maybe I should rather finish those first. I don't know. Also, I saw Sylvia, you've finished a Felix sweater. You are inspiring me all the time to do all the garments and things, and Sylvia is a great crocheter and knitter. She's doing many test crochets and knitting projects, and the Felix sweater is a knitted sweater. I don't think that you did that as a test crochet, a test knitting project. It's just that you liked it, and it looks great on you. And I really like the details on the raglan here on the shoulders. High up on my list. Yes, thank you. What else? Marta is going to publish a new shawl design, and she was actually using the superwash yarn which she gifted to me for that project. So I am going to use that yarn. Yeah, I think so. It looks beautiful. It's a very, it's a lace yarn. It's a lace, crochet lace project. Crochet lace shawl. Rectangular, like a long shawl. I think the construction is to start to make 2 panels and join them in the middle. However, I kind of think that I will do it in the other direction, because like that I will be able to use up all my yarn, knowing that I will have, otherwise you know, if you work 2 panels, you have to divide your yarn quite accurately into 2 parts, which are saying meterage and weight, so that you don't run out of yarn on one of the panels, and then you have a different size panels. You know what I mean? Yeah, so all these projects looking at me and saying, pick me, pick me. What else? Well, I've been a little bit out of a crochet scene for the last 1 or 2 weeks. It just happens, doesn't it? I saw that Emma from Potter and Bloom is selling her stash. I think you might have noticed that she isn't posting crochet and knitting videos at the moment. That started from January onwards, because she's now, she started a new job, so I guess that her crochet and knitting time is very limited, and maybe she found new hobbies. I don't know. However, she's selling a stash. She created her own stash selling Instagram account, so maybe you go and have a look. She has excellent taste in yarn, so I'm sure you will find something nice there. And Christine Lehrer, who is Wool and Vines, I believe, she picked up crochet recently, and she's crocheting a blanket by Janie Crow, that Art Deco style flowery blanket, and it really makes me want to make one of those as well. The pattern is free. You can download the pattern, I think, from Srapies, and then you can make it. I'm thinking about making this blanket using Holst yarn, holding 2 strands of Holst yarn together, because my Holst yarn stash is humongous and it's woolly wool, you know, so it would be perfect for colorwork sweaters. But will I be able to actually make these? I don't know. On the other hand, maybe instead of using that for a blanket, I might learn how to knit colorwork. I've still got my plan to knit that flower colorwork cowl, the design by Tracy from Grocery Girls. Whatever. And that's about it. I could talk to you about the TV series which I've watched, but that would be boring. I'm sure you have your own taste. Queen Charlotte, Bridgerton story is out on Netflix, if you are a Netflix subscriber. So I enjoyed that, even though I was crying my eyeballs out last night over it. Yeah, I can't think of anything else I could talk about craft-wise, except my dollhouse that keeps me busy. I've fallen into a rabbit hole. Just looking at all the furniture, and you can spend a lot of money on dollhouse furniture. I suspect that my dollhouse, which I got for 10 euros, it's too small for stuff which I ordered. I found out recently that it's a scale of 1 to 18. And for instance, the doll and the furniture I ordered are a scale 1 to 12. So they will be slightly too big for my house. That's why at the moment the Ailyak mouse is living in my dollhouse, because that's a little bit smaller. Also, where do I put this? But I do want to have, you know, one of these Victorian Georgian dollhouses, which you can open, which has like a front which you can open, so that the interior doesn't get all that dirt and dust, get dusted, and so you can get everything, you can keep it all pristine. That's my dream. I would like a really huge house in which I could make like a Sherlock Holmes scene, or a, I don't know, like a Christmas Charles Dickens scene in one of the rooms, or maybe there is a horror story about the scene of a murder coming to life every night at 12 in a doll's house, and that doll's house gets sold to a new wedded couple, and they didn't know what they were buying. It was meant as a present for the bride, and then they wake up in the middle of the night because the little dolls are moving in the house and they are reenacting the murder scene. So I think that's kind of tickling my gruesome bone, my macabre taste. Maybe a classic tale would be great to recreate a classic scene, or maybe even a Mary Poppins house with Mary Poppins flying with her umbrella over the top, and the little houses, and the suffragette mom, and upstairs, downstairs, or a Downton Abbey scene. Then I would have to have a different style of house. Oh, you see, the options are endless. But what do you do with dolls' houses once you've finished them? There's just gathering dust in the corner. So I have to tell myself, this is all the money I put in there I could actually spend on a new holiday. Somewhere really nice. Oh, I don't know. I will stop waffling now, and I will see you next time. Please comment down below and tell me which projects you're working on and what you've been up to. Thank you for visiting, for coming to watch this, for keep watching us until the end, holding out for it, suffering the whole 30 minutes or so. You know, seriously, thank you for coming back. Thank you for new subscribers. I've noticed that I'm now on 1070 subscribers. The numbers hasn't changed. I hope they won't go down. I don't know. I still don't know what I am aiming at with my YouTube channel. It started all with wanting to share my projects, and that's still motivation. Obviously making friends. I don't know. I'm just enjoying it. And I hope that you're enjoying it, and I will continue doing this as long as we both enjoy it. So keep well, keep safe, keep crafting, and I will see you soon again. Bye!